Toronto. Mark, who are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about my parents, who are two of about 250 Canadians that are on the Holland-America ship MAASDAM, which has been bobbing around the Pacific for the last 3-4 weeks. It was supposed to disembark in French Polynesia, Tahiti, on Sunday. Was refused access to Tahiti, was redirected to Hilo, Hawaii, supposed to get there on Friday this week. Now it's been redirected to Honolulu. We're hoping we've done all the right things. We've reached out to Global Affairs, and basically we've been told we have no idea what the situation is going to be on Friday. But this is the point where this is a clean ship. It left New Zealand on March 2nd. There's nobody on board infected. They've passed the isolation period while they've been at sea. This is where Global Affairs and the federal government needs to be working with airlines and with U.S. Coast Guard and U.S. Customs and Border Protection to make sure these people can disembark on Friday or Saturday this week, and that we get some sort of, single plane trip with WestJet or Air Canada or somebody that gets everybody home, because right now a lot of people are being told to redirect through LAX, San Francisco, Seattle, and we know those are hot zones for the virus. We've heard officials say, when they began saying "come home now" because we may not be able to come and get you. What is your concern? They may be at that stage. Well, our challenge is that tell us to come home in 10 days, but if there's nowhere for 250 Canadians to get off a boat for 5 days, how do we manage that? These people, I expect most of them are seniors like my parents. If their health insurance cuts out and they're left somewhere in the U.S., in Hawaii or somewhere like that, what happens to them? Like I said, this is a clean ship. There's no virus aboard. If there's a case for an airlift, this is the easy one to make. Yes, I can hear the anxiety. Frustration more than anxiety. Yeah. It's been 3 days and nobody from Global Affairs has gotten back to us other than sort of a very generic email. Evan, this is not, I'm sure, the only ship floating around. What can you tell me about what Mark should be thinking about?
So he's absolutely right. I mean, in terms of what Global Affairs should be doing, they should be working in coordination with the cruise ships and coming up with solutions. I know in the last press conference that Prime Minister Trudeau had today, they were considering repatriation flights if commercial flights weren't available, and they need to get on top of that immediately because that needs to be an option. People are nervous, people are unsettled, and that's completely understandable when the government is telling people to get back home immediately. They need to get repatriation flights organized as soon as possible. What in this particular, I have not heard about this ship as an example. Do you think there are other so-called clean ships out there having trouble landing? I believe there are a number of cruise ships. I know that some of the companies obviously have ceased operations. But again, even as the caller had mentioned, there are ships which are clean. They have passed the 14-day quarantine period or self-isolation period. And again, the government needs to be stepping up. Global Affairs needs to be stepping up and working on getting these people back to Canada as soon as they can.
Mark, I just wish you the best of luck. Well, thank you. And I'd really like, if there's other people who have parents or loved ones aboard this ship, I'm going to try setting up something on Facebook in an hour or so, just so we can coordinate. Okay. Mark, thank you very much for calling. Thank you.